What is up, guys? Here we have a top 4 deck profile here with someone who decided to take Madolche's. Where did you get this list, by the way? Did you make it on your own?
It was a slight adjustment I made to my original kind of deck, because I've been playing essentially this deck ever since it came out. I just had it on the back burner until like we started playing this old stuff again. So then I was like, oh good, I can finally use my pet deck again.
Yeah. Well, are you a modern player by chance?
No, I actually am not.
I see. So you came out of retirement.
Yeah, pretty much. And then they were like, oh, you have a chance to play Hat. And I was like, what's in that format? Madolche? Oh, sign me up.
Sign me up.
But yeah, I actually changed it slightly last night. I was originally playing it with Trap Tricks, and I took them out just because I really kind of just don't think the Murmelo, Daona, the 2 single trap holes work that well, or at least doesn't feel consistent. So I actually swapped them out for additional Madolche monsters, and they actually worked out a lot better today because it gave me just like anytime I needed, like, say, the right monster, it always just came up when I needed it.
Okay, cool. All right, let's go into your profile.
Yes, of course. So starting off with the monster lineup, I played 3 Madolche Angelis because obviously she's just the ace of the deck. Like, the moment you get her out, she's a lone fire on steroids and gives the other thing protection. So, like, once you get the Hoot Cake out, they just have to sit there because they can't actually run it out.
Yeah.
3 Madolche Hoot Cakes. Obviously, if it's the fuel of the deck, pulls out the gelatos, pulls out a rank 4 if I need it. Worst case scenario, pulls out a rank 3 if I need it, but it does so much for the deck.
Yeah.
3 Madolche Magdalene. She's your Stratos, searches out. If you could set up with back rows, you could just go Magdalene, get your Angelis, get your Hoot Case, get your Mufle in case for the setup next turn. Or if you don't have anything, you just get Magdalene to Magdalene and just keep cycling it through until you can get something else.
It's not a restriction, so you can search yourself.
Yep. It's like a Stratos or itself. 2 Messenger Gelatos. I was originally playing 1, but I decided to go 2 just because there are times when, say, it might be in the graveyard in your hand and you really kind of need the other search, or if you're trying to go into MX Saber Invoker and one's in the graveyard, you really need the other warrior because it's your only target. But it's kind of an iffy at 2, but it does help out when it needs to, especially when you need to see it. 1 Madolche Mufle, essentially just summon, drop either Hoot Cake or Angeli or Gelato just in case.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, Magdalene, but that's usually for the push. That's just for the Madolche lineup. For hand traps, I have 2 DD Crows. Deal with just generic face down, just generic graveyard, and also you can pitch them away whenever you need to for Hoot Cake fuel.
Yeah.
3 Max C's, just because I figured that I'm going to be dealing with a lot of things that will special. And worst case scenario, even if it is a 1-for-1, if I have the Hoot Cake in my hand, it sets up immediately right then and there.
That's true.
And then additionally, beyond the hand traps, I was playing 2 sets of hands.
Okay.
I was originally thinking of 3, but I wasn't able to fit a 3rd each, but it just kind of helped exactly as I need to. They help out clear out additional back row like all hands do, but most importantly, when they die, they fuel out the Hoot Cake as well too for additional fuel.
And it empties out the back row so you can resolve it.
Oh yeah,
like
exactly, because I really like, if I'm going to exceed, like for my main boss monster, I really need to make sure that thing goes through.
Okay.
Okay, so that's for the monsters. For my spell lineup, I was playing Triple Space Typhoon.
In the main deck, okay.
Yes, this is actually one that kind of came in clutch because a lot of people were saying it's like, you don't need to play space, just side the space. So I was like, I kind of want to make sure my stuff resolves, because if I'm going to exceed, I really want to make sure the big exceed goes through. So the spaces were helping. You just got to be careful against Hat. It's just to be careful against Hat, you know. It's
okay, so if you don't know what you're playing against, are you not blind spacing?
Yeah, I usually will hold it just in case, okay. But I will also, there's times where if I need to make the push, I'll blind space as long as I know it's not an artifact.
Okay.
So it's kind of like sometimes a risk, but a lot of the risks usually paid off today. So
okay, sure.
2 Forbidden Lance actually, just to make sure again that the exceeds resolve, and damage step reduction really helps when sometimes I'm on my field and my little monsters are kind of weak, so they run over the big stuff. Speaking of fields, I also play 2 Madolche Chateaus. Absolutely incredible field, does everything I need it to. The 500 catches so many people off guard so much because they don't realize actually how big that is. So many people, like when they were trying to deal with my back row, were leaving this up and just allowing me to just start pushing, because Hoot Cake Gelato, that's 4,100 damage right there.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage for sure.
1 Madolche ticket, just in case for the recycling. Usually don't want two of it because it sometimes will be dead, so one's usually just enough, and usually it always recycles just enough when you want to allow it to survive, and
Okay.
even if they kill it, it does what it's
And
done.
Chateau does allow you to shuffle all monsters in your graveyard, not just
Yes,
Madolches?
Chateau will shuffle all Madolche monsters back into the deck,
Oh, it's not
which
just
if
any
you have Ticket will also trigger that as well too.
Okay. Sweet.
And 2 one-ofs, 1 Dark Hole, and 1 Mind Control. Dark Hole obviously for board removal. Mind Control because I do play a lot of 4s and 3s, and I know that those are kind of all over the place, so it does generally give me a thing just so I could have, like, say, a quick pitch out or a generic rank 4. If I'm playing against, say, maybe an artifact deck or something that I know is playing a lot of big stuff, I obviously take it out because I can't use it.
Got it.
But if I'm playing anything hat or below, it does a lot of wonders. Plus also taking their hands if they're face down, if they're trying to bait it out.
Yeah, smart. Yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
Okay, so that's the spells.
Great removal card.
Yep.
Let's go to your traps.
Trap lineup. We're playing triple wiretap.
Oh yeah.
Just because, again, I need to make sure my exceeds and things go through, and this thing was just putting in clutch the entire time. Obviously, it doesn't work against spell books, but you know what are you gonna do? Triple breakthrough skills,
Okay.
just to make sure that my opponents don't have anything to deal with my monsters or monster pop effects or really big searching. Does stop what I need to.
Yeah.
Originally was playing 2, but threw the third one in just in case I had the extra space, and I figured, why not? It helps just as much. And to round off the traps, I have 1 Solemn Warning, 1 Torrential Tribute, and 1 Bottomless Trap Hole. The Bottomless is the one that was questionable because I was originally going to take it out because I wasn't playing the Trap Tricks anymore. But I do like the fact that it does get rid of a lot of things. Like, yeah, it won't stop an Ice Hand, but aside from that, it does stop generally almost everything else. And it was almost never dead the whole day today.
True. Okay. 40 cards?
Yep, 40 cards.
Sweet.
That's the trap lineup.
You want to go into your extra?
Yes, extra deck. So let's start from the 3s. 1 Zen Mines, 1 Ghost Trick Alucard, 1 Ghost Trick, 1 MX Saber Invoker, 1 Levier, and those are just the 3s. MX Saber Invoker, kind of the ace of the 3s.
How do you make 3s? You go Mewtwo and something else?
Mewflay Hook Cake.
Oh, Hook Cake, right? He's level 3.
Yeah. So just in case, like, say if as a play where I already have a rank 4 on the board, I can go Mewflay into Hoot Cake effect, get whatever else I want. Or if they say stop the Hoot Cake with, like, say, a Breakthrough Skill or a Veiler, you can exceed the Hoot Cake into Mewflay and MX Saber Invoker. MX Saber Invoker detach, get a Message Gelato, and then you can see the 2 rank 4s into Tiramisu, and then Tiramisu's already got its targets in the graveyard, and bam, you're spinning.
Okay, because I saw people playing Instant Fusion in this deck just so they can make
I thought about Instant Fusion too. It's just that I know it's good, but I just don't want to give up. I feel like I'd rather have the extra deck spot. It's on or off, but I'm just good with the Instant Fusion. Yeah. It's personal preference, I think. 1 Corny Gorgon for the rank 4s, 1 Rhapsody and Berserk, 1 Exiton, Evil Storm Exiton Knight, 1 Gaga Cowboy, 1 Black Ship of Corn, 1 101 Silent Honor Arc, 1 Heartland True Draco, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Maestro Sniffing Djinn, and 2 Queen Tiramisu's, the absolute ace of the deck.
Yes.
Literally the #1 exceed you always go into. If you go into any of these, it's usually back up, but you play to win with Tiramisu, and you just always win with Tiramisu because non-destruction, non-targeting removal is just absolutely bonkers.
With the Tiramisu, could your Chateau return it back to your extra deck?
I believe so, because Chateau does not actually state what deck, it just simply says deck.
Okay, I thought it was main deck.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's go into your
for the side deck, just finishing that off.
Because if that's the case, you can just adverse it back.
Yeah, but I didn't actually have a chance to ever spin it back even anyway, so.
Yeah.
For the X side deck, I have 2 Skullmeisters and 2 Effect Veilers for the monster lineup. Essentially, if there was ever a time when DD Crow or Max C is dead in my main deck, these always can be swapped out. Swap these out against anything that needs a graveyard. Swap these out for anything the Maxis really don't help against. Like, these are easily swapped in for Maxi against the Spellbook matchup. But just generic fuel also for Hoot Cake. Triple Nobleman of Crossout, and this was actually intentionally specifically put in for Girga.
Okay.
But I never actually ended up playing a Girga, so I mean, it was nice just having it in there, just because I know there were Giga running around, but I didn't play it.
Yeah, I played against
Maybe
two.
best case scenario, I might take out one cross out and just leave the two, but I just wanted to be 100% ready for it because
Yeah.
I know Giga could be a real problem.
It is.
And for the last spells lineup, a third Forbidden Lance in case I'm going against, say, a deck that's really heavy on the back row, just to make sure, again, that my Exceed's resolved because I need my stuff to resolve.
Okay.
Trap lineup, triple Blackhorn of Heavens.
Nice. What are you signing these for? Are you playing against Gurgia or?
That was also things for Girga, but also things that will try to just special summon one at a time. Like, it can stop artifacts, just trying to special because they only special themselves once, I believe.
Yeah, it wouldn't work on artifacts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a chance to use them. I haven't
Yeah,
realized,
you
so.
probably
But
just
it was
used
just
them.
good to know they were there. Triple Debunk. Now, these were put in a lot all day today, putting in mad work. Thought about maining them, but I kind of like the way my main deck is right now, so just any time that I knew I was going against, say, heavy artifacts or anything that was relevant in hand or graveyard, debunks just got swapped in immediately.
Yeah.
And lastly, as a just coverage, a needle ceiling, just in case, because I know some people like to go wide. It doesn't really bother me losing my creatures too much because, again, if I'm filling up my hoot cakes, it doesn't matter too much in my graveyard.
Okay. You remember your matchup throughout the whole day?
Yes. First matchup was against Fire Fist Gladiator Beast Artifact.
Yeah, you get to play all the fun decks in the
To be
first
very
round.
fair, that one caught me off guard. That one caught me off guard game 2 because game 1 he only played an artifact card, so I thought he was playing Hat. And then game 2 he goes Laquaria, and I was just like, what am I playing against right now?
Fire types.
Yeah, so I got really lucky against that one. Game 3, then I played
Round 2, yeah.
Round 2 I played a Hat, beat that. Round 3 I played a Hat, beat that. Round 4 I played Spellbooks and got 2-1 unfortunately on that one.
Yeah,
it was a hard fought game, but hey man, when they go Rivalry of Warlords, there ain't nothing you can
Oh, they
do
decided
about
that for you, huh?
it. No, he made it for me.
Oh no.
Yeah, he made Rivalry of Warlords, and I was like, I made triple wiretap and triple space, and I didn't see any of them.
Okay. And then what else?
And then I played another Hat, so I played 3 Hats. 3 Hats, a Spellbook, and a Gladiator Beast Crazy Beast Warrior deck. And then in the finals, I had to play another Spellbook. No Rivalry Warlords that time, but unfortunately, I just couldn't cut it on that
I
one.
see. So it looks like you have a terrible matchup against Spellbooks. Because the Field Spell Wars, right?
Well, the problem is that a couple of my cards in my main deck are really dead against Spellbook. Like Triple Maxi is dead, Wiretap is dead. The DD Crow kind of is good, but only if I draw it. And game 1, I opened up like 2 Chateaus, a Maxi, a Mufei, and like a Wiretap. So it was like the most dead hand imaginable.
Yeah.
But it's not the worst matchup. It's just your game 1 is kind of rough because you do have the dead cards. So you easily side deck out immediately into that. So you'll side deck in the Veilers.
Would you change your main deck going forward, or to be better equipped against Spellbooks, or are you just gonna like take the L whenever you play that matchup?
I think if I do anything of any note, maybe it might be taking out 1 Maxi and just going 2 and 2. So 2 Maxi, 2 DD Crow, and playing something else. But I'm not sure. Maybe it might be a trap, if anything. Maybe a compulse or just some kind of thing to deal with. Maybe just their ability to search, or maybe their ability to just constantly just drop on the board. But it's something that I'm probably going to have to think about. Probably this is going to be taken out for some, because I'm definitely going to have to. The Spellbook matchup caught me off guard, even though I should have. But to be fair, it's the first time I've actually played against one forever.
Yeah, it's like a tier 1.5 deck.
Yeah,
You
so
might not see it.
it's something that I'll definitely slightly adjust the side deck for, but I don't really think I need to change the main deck too much, because, as I said, the Lance was also working really well as a 2, because you can't, like, my opponent,
Can't break
he tried to kill me out, so he would go Spellbook of Secrets with Priests on the board. Couldn't pop because it was breakthrough, but then he tried to activate Spellbook Power, and then I lanced it, so he couldn't actually get the plus off the power, and he was weaker.
Yeah.
So it did actually help at that one moment.
Called spell,
But,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think if anything, I might just take out 1 cross out and probably put inside for Spellbook. But other than that, I really kind of liked the main deck, the way it was playing out. It was extremely consistent today. Almost like out of every single match I had literally 1 bad hand the whole night.
Yeah, I can see that.
And that was, of course, in the final.
Yeah,
But
unfortunately.
other than that, it was running smooth as silk.
Nice. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for the deck profile, and I hope to see you more in the future.
Thank you very much.
All right, peace out.
Thank you.